This video is brought to you by Skillshare. Stay tuned to later in the video for all the details.
I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Well, we are no longer in Canada. I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth. As you can probably tell, the setting's very different. We are now in the Caribbean.
Yeah, we've flown down to the Dominican Republic. We are in Punta Cana, going to be here for this area anyway, for a couple of weeks.
Can you pinch me for a second? Because I just need to, all right, this is real. We're here. We're actually here.
So the last time we were A, outside of Canada, and B, on a tropical beach, we were stuck in the Philippines. That happened right at the very beginning of the pandemic. Got back to Canada about 16 months ago, something like that. We've just been at home in Canada, not traveling internationally since then. By the way, if you're new around here, I am Anna. Trevor is currently behind the camera. We are the Delightful Travelers.
So we already said we're on Punta Cana Beach. Specifically, we are on Bavaro Beach. One of the goals of today's video is to show you guys what it's like during kind of the tail end of the pandemic. It is 2021. I imagine this beach is usually packed with people, even this time of year, but take a look. I mean, it's pretty empty if you ask me. So if you guys are new around here, make sure you click on the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up as well. Leave us a comment even. Big things are coming. We are in the Dominican for a very long time. I mean, the entire winter.
Pretty much, yeah. We're gonna be staying at least 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go somewhere else. Maybe we'll stick around longer. Who knows? We'll figure that out later. But that means loads and loads of great content, fun, hot content coming.
Here's the thing, we don't ask for your help too much. There's a lot of you guys that watch that are not subscribed, but a lot of you are as well. If you are not subscribed, we are on the road to get to 100,000 subscribers, but we need your help to do that. So if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, click the red button down below.
It's down there.
It's like down here somewhere.
Down here? Down here. So as we already said, we are on Bavaro Beach. It's full of all-inclusive hotels. We're staying at the Malia. We'll show you that maybe in the next video. But as we walk, we're gonna pass by loads and loads of resorts. I think this might be the Paradisus up here.
I think it is the Paradisus, but you guys can see it's not busy, huh? There's empty chairs.
There's loads and loads of empty chairs.
My sister, how are you? Your
How are you
husband
guys?
took the picture.
We're good. Thanks though. So, this happens around here, right?
Yeah, they were pretty tame, but there's a lot of people that'll come up to you on the beach and try to either like braid your hair, give you a massage, sell you a tour, that kind of thing. I find at first it's really, really annoying, but after a day or two, you just totally get used to it. You say no thanks. It's no big deal.
I actually find the camera, like the big camera here, kind of scares them off a little bit. They don't know how to react.
Yeah, they're like less aggressive with the camera.
If we just had our phone or a GoPro, they'd be following us up the beach right now. But they're all good people, you know. Their country's been hit hard by the pandemic as well, so try to support everyone where you can. I mean, that's why we're here as well.
The Paradisus must be a pretty big resort because we were walking by that for a long time. Now we're in front of another one. I was trying to figure out on Google Maps exactly which resorts are here. So this might be secrets, but I could totally be wrong. By the way though, this beach is absolutely stunning. It's definitely, I can see why it's rated one of the best beaches in the world. It's long, super long. You can walk for ages. The sand is like powdery and white and the water is very, very clear. And there's not too much seaweed or anything. No. I know we've heard a lot about all the seaweed that's here in the Dominican. Hasn't been bad at all.
All right, we should probably talk about why the Dominican Republic. Why did we choose this place to basically avoid Canadian winter and be our first trip?
Yeah, so we had originally planned on doing Europe, going back there. We really miss Greece and Italy, and we had thought a lot about doing that. We really thought that's what we were gonna do. But you know, like the Delta variant thing happened.
You know,
and, like,
Corona.
Yeah, you know, all that stuff. And it just seemed like the rules were changing quickly in different countries. We were a little bit worried about A, getting stuck somewhere, or B, just like not being able to enter a country because of whatever reason you didn't have the right test or you couldn't get a test. It just seemed really complicated and kind of intimidating.
Yeah, and we thought this made sense. So A, it's really easy to get to the Dominican from our part of Canada, and their vaccination rate here is quite high. I think it's one of the highest in the Caribbean.
And their COVID rates have been relatively low.
So that's it. That's why we chose here, and we never properly explored this place before. We've only been here once at a resort.
Yeah, we've never filmed it. We were at an all-inclusive resort about 6 or 7 years ago,
like
I think.
Pre-YouTube.
Yeah.
So here we are. Get ready for a lot, and I mean a lot, of the Dominican Republic.
So I know some of you might be watching this video because you're thinking about coming to the Dominican Republic and wondering what it's like to get here, to fly here. It was actually way easier than I expected. Coming from Canada and I think the US, you do not need a negative PCR test and you don't need to be vaccinated, but you do need to fill out a form online before you come. It asks all sorts of information about where you're staying, your health status, all that stuff. It doesn't take that long to fill out, and then you immediately get a QR code with your name, both people on it. Well, if you're, depending on who you're traveling with, I guess with your family, you'd have everybody on one QR code. And basically, we flew here, we went through immigration, it was super easy, you didn't have to fill out a form, and then when you're leaving, as you leave through customs, you just like scan your QR code, and that was it. It was really easy.
All right, all this walking around has got us quite thirsty. Maybe a little bit snacky, we'll see, but definitely thirsty. It's time to get a drink somewhere, but before we do that, you're never gonna guess who's back again.
Skillshare.
Our good buds, Skillshare. In the past few months with our Skillshare membership, we've learned about interior design, iPhone food photography, wine tasting, and so much more. This month we have the absolute perfect class for all you fellow travelers.
So this month's class is called Travel the World, Dream and Budget for Your Next Adventure. It's by Chanel and Stevo of the travel blog, How Far From Home.
This class is a quick one at 28 minutes, but it packs in lots of helpful information. Chanel and Stevo take you through the entire process of planning your travel and reaching your travel goals. You start by making a wander list, basically a bucket list of things you want to do around the world. Once you have that grouped into things that can be done together, you'll hear more about planning longer and shorter trips and how to make a full budget. On top of this, you're going to get some really helpful tips on how to pack efficiently, and towards the end of the class, they have a great section on travel resources from books to useful apps. Skillshare is our favorite online learning community where you'll find thousands of inspiring classes and creators and curious people. Topics range from learning to play guitar to learning SEO and everything in between.
Skillshare offers membership with meaning, with so much to explore, real projects to create, and support of fellow creatives. Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth.
The first 1,000 of our subscribers to click the link below in the description will get a 1-month free trial of a Skillshare membership so you can start exploring your own creativity today.
And of course, a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video and supporting creatives like us.
All right, you hungry?
Yes.
Let's go eat. No, thank you. All good. They're a little more aggressive up on this side.
Yeah.
But then they see the camera, the bigger camera, and they don't really
There's
come.
also a lot of boat tours along here, so
Yeah.
they probably try to like get you in basically because it's right here.
All right, so we came back over to our resort. So we don't normally stay at resorts, just for the record, and we are here in the Dominican for a very long time. But because we haven't traveled in like a year and a half, we thought we'd treat ourselves. You can see we got more than a snack down here. It's a big plate of food, kind of resort food. It's not that bad. In the next video, we'll kind of take you through where we're staying, and we'll give you a tour of the resort. But don't worry, if you're from the Dominican and wondering, we will be here trying your local food. That's what we do. We're usually traveling the world trying local food. So once we're done with the resort, we'll be in other places in the Dominican for a very long time. And if you happen to be from maybe the Northern Hemisphere and you're wondering what it's like to kind of move to the Dominican, follow us, because we're going to be doing that. We're here from now for the next 4, 5, 6 months in the Dominican Republic, and we're going to be in different parts of the country.
Of course, one thing we always love to do, and you guys probably do too, when you visit a new country, is try the beer. Here it's called Presidente. They also have Presidente Light, but I think this is just our regular one. We've seen lots of, oddly enough, Mexican beers like Corona and Modelo. We seem to have a lot of that here, but Presidente is the one you want to go for. It's made here, and I'm pretty sure it's made here in the Dominican. And it's very like light and refreshing. It's perfect beach beer, hot weather beer. It's good.
This resort we're on is absolutely beautiful, as you can probably tell. If you didn't catch the name earlier, it is called the Malia Punta Cana Beach.
I think that's it, yeah, the adults only side. So in the next video we'll go through, do a tour, let you know what we like, what we don't like, if you should come here, that kind of thing. But I think a lot of you guys are wondering about COVID and if we feel safe in the Dominican with like the protocols and that kind of thing. I'm not going to talk specifically about the resort just because we'll do that in the next video, but in general, the nice thing about being down here is that we're pretty much outside.
All the time.
All the time, yeah.
The only time we're inside is when, well, just the two
in
of
our
us.
room, really, yeah. So I mean, they do say that when you're outside, you don't need to worry about COVID spreading as much. So we're not around many people. We're just kind of doing our thing and sitting on the beach. So
we have noticed though, we've been here for a few days before we got to this resort, and outside it seems like you're supposed to wear a mask, and most people do.
I think basically when you're around other people in public, you're supposed to wear a mask.
But the restaurants we've been to, it's kind of like it is back in Canada. You wear your mask till you're seated, where you can have some food or a drink. So far we're noticing it's kind of the same.
Yeah, and we were in the supermarket the other day,
Yep.
and I think everyone was
had
wearing
masks, sanitizer everywhere. So far so good.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty quiet here. That's one thing I noticed. We mentioned it before.
Yeah, the resort isn't too busy. The beach itself, also, I mean, you guys just walked with us all the way down the beach. It doesn't seem that busy. Of course, we've never really spent that much time here, and I don't think we've ever been on this specific beach either.
Nope.
So I'd love to hear from some of you if you've been here before. Is this busy? Is this a typical, well, we're filming this in October, so is this like typical for October? Do you think it's quieter? You know, in January and February, I'm sure it'll be a lot busier.
I mean, there are a lot of empty chairs behind you. And if I go this way, a lot of empty chairs that way, not a lot of people walking on the beach, and not a lot of people in the ocean.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure.
I still can't get over how beautiful this beach is. It is not getting old, and we're a few days in already. It's just spectacular, gorgeous. Can we also say we're talking about palm trees?
Oh, palm trees. Something like, I guess, back in the day, back before the pandemic, we were always in tropical places.
We were.
I don't think I ever get tired of palm trees, but maybe I take them slightly for granted, or I used to. Not anymore.
It's good to be back.
So nice to be back in a tropical location.
It just, in general, feels good to travel. Again, this is the first time, if you're new around here, the first time we have been doing this in about a year and a half.
It does feel really, really good. If you're thinking about going on a trip and you're not quite sure, I can tell you, once you get down wherever you're going, whether it's here or not, it feels really good.
And it feels kind of normal with a few COVID protocols that you're probably already doing, to be honest. Like, you're probably already used to them, depending on what country you're from. So again, if this is your first time tuning in, or for all you long-time viewers, thank you for clicking on today's video. We are in the Dominican for an unknown amount of time, months and months and months. It could be 4 months, 5 months, 6 months.
Yes.
We're going to be living here, basically. We're going to be in a different area in the north at some point, maybe in next month.
So we're not going to be living at an all-inclusive forever. So if that's not your thing, just it's not really our thing either. But it's fun to do right now. There's going to be loads of stuff. Lots of eating, lots of beaches, lots of fun excursions, I think.
Yeah.
Lots of visiting towns and different spots. And if you're watching this and either spent a lot of time in the Dominican, or you are a Dominican and you have suggestions for us, leave comments below.
If you're from the
please.
Dominican, please let us know what we should do, where we should go, what we should eat. We love diving into the culture.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that. If you're not from the Dominican and you ever wondered what it's like to move to the Caribbean and kind of be here for a long time and avoid Canadian winter or US winter, this is the time to subscribe, guys.
Subscribe right now.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. As you can tell, we're ecstatic to be here, and this is just the start of the whole adventure, our longest journey, our longest time away, and the biggest adventure on this channel yet.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Punta Cana, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.